So the first question, why were griffon vultures from Spain selected for this project?
Okay, just to let you know at international level about the griffon vulture as a species, 95% of the whole world population is in Spain. So Spain have over 30,000 breeding pairs of this species. So there is no other better place to collect and bring them and use them for this kind of conservation purposes.
How are the young vultures prepared before being released into the wild?
So please have in mind that these birds, most of them are young, and most of them have been collected about with some sort of great pups. Either injuries, malnutritions, they get lost, they start to fly earlier than it was supposed to be last year, and they all went directly to the rehabilitation centers in Spain. So normally most of the birds are without any serious injuries and problems, so they have been recovered in a period of about 2 weeks. And after this short period of recovery, they are fully capable to be released in the wilds. But as we said, that in Spain, it's not necessary to release them because they have a strong population. We use these individuals for introduction project elsewhere.
What happens in the month acclimatization period? I vary.
So basically, it's a period after we breed the birds in Romania.
We give them a period to adapt the new environment. Please have in mind that circumstances are different. The climate is different, the environment is different, so they need some time to adapt. And also, it's an important part of the methodology. So when you keep the birds in one place, you need to make sure that they create a good memory about that place. So basically, that's why the acclimatization period is so important, so that can make sure that birds will be fixed to this area. So these birds that we have left them in the aviary, they need to be treated well. So they will not have stressful moments. They will have plenty of food available, water, everything they need. So their experience, it will be positive. And we'll make sure that they will stay in this area after being released.
And the team will release piece by piece or all together.
Normally, it's the release is we always say we call it soft release, which means that one part of the aviary will open, and they will leave whenever they feel comfortable to leave.
What are the big challenges for reintroduction of species that has been absent for the decades? The biggest challenges for
The biggest challenges is identify the reasons, the factors why the species got extinct in first place. So, for example, for vultures, we know what are the main mortality causes. Like it's the poisoning, illegal use of poisoning in the wild, is the collision, electrocution, shoot the Bosrich years ago as well. But please also have in mind that though we know what are the common reasons in Europe for vulture extinction, we need to make sure that we know the more detailed situation in Romania. And for that, the best picture that we will have after the first releases. All vultures will be equipped with transmitters. And this means that these first vultures will give us exact picture of how is the situation of Armenia. We might discover some new threat that we were not aware of it. But as problems appears, it will be conservation measure to mitigate programs.
the population, the locals, people and authorities should know something about them, how to treat this.
Of course, one of the more important preparatory action is the education of the local communities. Have in mind that these birds have disappeared for a century, so there is lots of generation that have been changed in this area that they have never been put as a species. So we need to make sure that we explain what is the roles of vultures. We need to present them as allies for the livestock breeders, for the hunters. And particularly vultures are not conflicting species. They don't cause attacks. They're animals. They are the free cleaners in the environment. They don't attack. They don't kill. They simply are cleaning our mess and providing ecosystem services for free.
Okay, and what role do griffon vultures play in maintaining a healthy ecosystem?
But just imagine that you have a service that you're not paying. Whenever you have that animal in the field, there is a crew of cleaners, which are the griffon vultures, come, and in only few hours, they make all the carcasses are gone. There is no better cleaning service than the one that griffon vultures can provide. And this is actually the main reason is not things to be cleaned for visual moment, but also to actually reduce the possibility of the dissemination of diseases. So we know when carcasses are getting rotten and stay in the field for many days, this creates a big possibility for a spread of diseases.
Okay, how could the return benefit both wildlife and local communities?
Particularly what we mentioned, the ecosystem services. So vultures, firstly, are cleaning the environment. Then please don't forget they're majestic birds. They're birds with nearly of wingspan of nearly 3 meters. So they're birds that can be easily noticed. So they're a huge attraction for tourism. They can move quite a significant number of tourists that will come in the area just to take a picture of the vultures. So that will actually add up into the economy as well, the local economy.
Their community, but how near the vulture we monitor it after their release?
So basically, all vultures before the releases will be equipped with a GPS transmitter. So basically, we will know where the vultures go 24/7, when they eat, dispersal, behave. Our original plan is to bring about 100 and 120 griffon vultures for the next 5 years. And this is a sufficient number in order to create a local population here. This is the number that we will release, but I do expect that in 5 years, we do have, 5-6 territorial pairs breeding chicks every year here in this area, which will be the real success of the project.
Yes, what would success look like for this project in the next 10 or 20 years?
So the success will look like that in every cliffs that you can see in the surrounding, there is a few pairs of griffon vultures breeding chicks. And these chicks will be chicks with a Spanish parents, but with Romanian nationality. So that will be the real Romanian chicks that have been born here.